Today we're going to talk about the types of defense in futsal. Stay tuned, there's a lot to come. If you are new to the channel, welcome. My name's Henan Fenrick and I'm a professional futsal coach. In this channel we're going to talk about training activities and everything related to futsal to help you become a better coach. If you wouldn't mind, please, before we continue, hit that subscribe button, like and activate notifications. That'll help us grow the channel and the YouTube to deliver it to more people like you. So firstly, before we go into how we mark in futsal, let's understand where we can mark in futsal first. For example, we have 5 lines. The 5 lines of marking in futsal start counting from the opposition half near their goalkeeper. So that will be line 1, which is pretty much the full press style, and then we start dropping back. They're all imaginary lines on the court, and so we start dropping back to sort of in between that full press, that first line near their goalkeeper, in between the halfway line and that line. So we will call line 2, which is sort of a half press situation, and then you keep going back. We've got line 3, most players first line of defense marking on the halfway line around that area, and you keep dropping back just behind the halfway line. We'll call line 4, which is a more passive sort of zone defense. We're going to talk about that later on, but just so you understand. And then some coaches will even include the line 5, which is just outside the D, the semicircle where your own goalkeeper is. So really sort of compact shut of the unit defending. You see a lot of that happening in international size futsal courts, and especially when the attacking team is using power play, the 5th man strategy. So that happens quite a lot. In terms of how to defend and the types of defense in futsal, generally we can classify them in 3 different ones. First is the man-to-man marking, the man-to-man defense or individual defense. Then number 2 would be the zone defense, okay? And also we have a mixed style defense as well. All right, let's understand how they all work and a little bit of their advantages and disadvantages. So let's just start with the man-to-man style, or the individual. Every player, including the ball carrier and every option that he may have, will be pressed individually. So one player, one attacking player and one defending player, pretty much in all different parts of the court, being in 1v1 situations with and without the ball. Now the way I see it, a style of defense that obviously decreases the amount of time that your opposition has possession of the ball and their reaction time. Obviously they have less space to work with, they have more difficulty to fire those long shots, and the physical demand is quite high on the team that's being pressed. And there's obviously less opportunities for them to deliver good quality passes and find those passing lines to connect with their teammates, which causes a lot more mistakes by the team in possession. The main disadvantages that I see with the individual style defense, the man-to-man, is it facilitates the team in possession to create numerical advantage should they have a successful 1v1 situation, which is ideal for when you're trying to build up an attacking play and try and score a goal. It also facilitates infiltration into space, also those quick escapes, and they, depending on how they're doing it, those fake runs, those check runs can be quite challenging to pick. And of course the physical demand on the team that's defending using that style will be quite high, so you need to make sure that you have players that are very fit, or you have a lot of substitutes that are equally capable to defend using that style. Right, the next one is the zone defense style, and it consists on marking a specific zone, a specific area on the court, and obviously if there's an opponent in your zone, that's you that's in charge. That if they do switch and there's good communication between the defenders, they can just be a bounce back and a switch, and obviously the player in possession of the ball is usually being pressed within that zone. In terms of advantages for the zone type of defense, we can quickly identify less opportunities for those quick infiltrations and escapes through the middle, like we said in the individual type of defense. So that's a bit more protected there. Also, the possibility that the defenders have to have coverage. So if a player is successful in a 1v1 situation there, an attacking player gets through, there's more opportunities for coverage on that regard and to recover possession more. It's also a little bit less physically demanding on your squad, and it facilitates quite a lot that attacking transition moment, that quick counter attack when you actually recover the ball. Now, looking at the disadvantages of this defensive system, the zone defense, we can quickly identify the fact that there may be more frequent long shots being fired. Also, the goalkeeper may have his vision covered a lot of the times with the amount of players in front of him most of the time. And also, if you're okay with this, perhaps the team attacking against a zone defense will end up having more possession. But then again, as I said, if that's not a big issue for you, let the other team have more possession. If you have a good defensive system there with your zone and you can explore the counter attacks, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So yes, more possession for the opponents usually. And finally, the mixed style, which is pretty much, as the name says, a mixture between the individual style of defense and the zone type of defense. Basically, I see that in a way that you would have one player or maybe two marking individually and two other players or three other players marking within a zone. So it's quite common to see in amateur games, maybe in junior or youth games. So this happens quite a lot when the opposition has a player that really can make a difference in the game, and the coach goes and assigns that one player to specifically mark that excellent player the whole time. So that player will then execute an individual type of defense, a man-to-man. So usually it's your best marker, your best defender will just follow that excellent dribbler, that excellent player from the opposition team around, and his teammates will be in a covering mode, sort of working in a zone. So the way I see it, it's a type of system that requires a lot of team chemistry, and it has to be a lot of communication and switching positions and covering zones and all that. So there's the mixed style of defense. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't go yet. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course keep on watching. There's plenty of content like these two videos here for you. I appreciate you, and I hope that you have an amazing day.